Hello, this is Jim Wright, and this is your Minute to Slim It. You know, we all love to hear stories of people who have gone through difficult times, and we're saying, wow, look at them now. Wow, look at what God did in their life. If you're a church-going person, you've probably heard people give testimonies about how they believe God led them through some very, very difficult periods, and how that shaped and formed them, and maybe gave them a ministry they never thought they would have. And you say, wow, God led them through some difficult struggles. You know, I look back. I've been a pastor for over a decade, and I love to teach. And I look back, and here I am with a weight loss company, and sometimes I'm like, are you crazy, Jim? In fact, I know some of my friends think I'm crazy because, you know, all my education, all my training is in ministry. I've spent a lot of years in seminaries and writing thousands of pages of papers, and sometimes people are like, what are you doing with weight loss? And I look back and sometimes I scratch my head and say, why? But I know this, that all those years that I preached, I always felt a burden about my weight. It just bothered me constantly. It constantly bothered me every day about how I felt and how I looked. And you know, when I finally learned what I teach today, and when I lost 35 pounds, and how that made me feel, and how that made me feel about myself, but also how I felt physically, I look back and now I'm teaching weight loss, and sometimes I wonder, why did I have such an issue about my weight? And I just want to share with you a quote that maybe will help you, and it helps me. God lets you experience the hardest troubles so that if you allow Him to teach you through them, you will have a testimony that will bless other people and give them hope. God lets you experience the hardest troubles so that if you allow Him to teach you through them, you will have a testimony that will bless other people and give them hope. You see, my story has not been finished yet, but I believe that God gave me a testimony about my struggle with weight so that I could help you, that I could give you hope, that I could bless you, that maybe I could bring a dimension to teaching weight loss that you're not going to hear at most other places. And so that you could walk out of here, and I'm not a guy who's never struggled with weight because I have. And I'm not a guy who doesn't struggle with weight now because there are moments that I still do. But I have a testimony that hopefully will help inspire you and give you hope. And you know what? If you exercise the knockout punch, and if you learn to live this lifestyle, which is easy to live, if you learn to live this, someday you'll have a testimony. And someday you'll be giving hope to other people. And as you look at the world around you, let's face it, there's a lot of people who need hope. And you and I can be a blessing and give it to them. Let God teach you through the struggle of weight loss. And that is today's Minute to Slim It.